Good afternoon, Jose Miguel de Leon. I'm gonna ask you some questions, exactly 5 questions. Okay, the first one is why do we need to teach pronunciation?
Well, we need to teach pronunciation because it's essential for effective communication. As we can know, a student may have a strong knowledge of grammar and vocabulary, but if their pronunciation is difficult to understand, communication can break down. So, good pronunciation helps learners express themselves clearly, understand others more easily, and communicate confidently in academic, professional, and everyday situations. So, the goal here is not to sound like a native speaker, but to develop intelligible pronunciation so that both native and non-native speakers can understand them.
Good. The second one is what are your goals as a teacher?
Well, as a teacher, my goal is to help a student become confident and intelligible English speaker. I want to create a supported classroom where students feel comfortable practicing pronunciation without fear of making mistakes. And I also aim to develop both their pronunciation accuracy and fluency through meaningful communication activities. And rather than expecting a student to sound like native speakers, I want them to communicate effectively and confidently in real life situations.
Okay, the third one is what is the difference between accuracy and fluency? Which one do you consider more important and why?
Well, for me, accuracy refers to producing English sounds like stress, rhythm, and intonation correctly. But fluency refers to speaking naturally, smoothly, and confidently without frequent hesitation, even if some pronunciation error remains.
Good.
In that case, I have to say that I choose fluency because I believe fluency is slightly more important because the main purpose of language is communication. A fluent speaker with a few pronunciation mistakes can usually be understood, while someone who speaks very accurately but hesitates constantly may struggle to communicate effectively. However, the ideal approach is to develop both accuracy and fluency together since they complement each other and lead to successful communication.
Very good. Another one. What affects pronunciation learning?
Well, there are several factors that affect pronunciation learning. They include age, motivation, personality, practice, and exposure. In age, I can say that younger learners often acquire pronunciation more naturally. A younger learner acquire pronunciation more naturally, but adults can also improve significantly through conscious practice. In motivation, I can say that students who have clear personal and academic and professional goals are more likely to work on improving their pronunciation. And personality, ongoing learners can practice speaking more often, while quieter learners may improve through careful observation in self-practice. So both learning styles can be successful. And practice and exposure, I can say that there are regular opportunities to listen to and use English in meaningful contexts, really improve pronunciation.
So good so far. The last one. Okay? How listen, how can you encourage the learner's motivation?
Well, for me, teachers can increase motivation by making pronunciation practice meaningful, enjoyable, and connected to a student personal goals. This can be done by explaining how good pronunciation helps a student communicate successfully and using interactive activities such as role plays, games, songs, and conversation. Also providing positive and constructive feedback instead of focusing only on mistakes. And also creating a supportive classroom environment where students feel comfortable taking risks and setting realistic goals based on intelligibility rather than perfect native-like pronunciation, and showing students their progress over time to build confidence and maintain motivation. So, when a student understands the value of pronunciation and experience success in communicating, they become more motivated to continue improving.
Thank you for all those answers.